Hey there everyone, welcome back to Gamevine. My name is Dave and welcome back to another Smash Up Week video where we are taking a look at something that is all your fault. Now, as a disclaimer, this is a review copy expansion from AEG. Thank you so very much for your support. Now, this was something that you, the fans, voted on. And there is a super surprise in here. It says Shark Delivery System included. There's a fifth faction here. I'm just saying that right now. I'm just not going to tell you what it is, but this is a first of its kind to have 5 in there. We all voted, well, everybody who did vote at the time, for 4 different factions, and these are the ones that won out: superheroes, sharks, mythological Greeks, and dragons. It's a good group of factions. I would love to see how those are played, but before I do that, let me show you what comes in this box and we'll go from there. Let's go. Okay, so in the box you do get a Shark Delivery System, which, surprise, it is a 5th faction, first of its kind for an expansion to do this, but we're going to wait till the end to go over that one. You do get the traditional 4 factions: superheroes, mythological creatures, dragons, and sharks, and the counters here aren't my favorite. They have a cape on them and like speedy wind lines. They're okay, but you also, again, get the dividers. But the bases are the first thing that we always go over, so let's go over those first and then we'll get on to the first faction. Okay, so the Dragon's Lair is you get the loot. The winner draws 3 cards, big time. Worms, Desolation, each minion has -1 power, and then we have a few other ones like the Wooden Horse, and the Shark Reef is very cool. The Deep, I'm terrified of the ocean, but the sharks are pretty cool anyway. After you play a minion of 4 or more here, you may destroy a minion with less power, and that is going to pretty much be the theme of the Sharks Crystal Fortress. So why don't we go ahead and show off the sharks since I'm talking about them so much. So the sharks are all about gobbling up your opponent and destroying their minions, and sometimes even your own. The Megalodon allows you to do that twice with his 5 power, so you can destroy 4 when you place on it, and then as a special, when the base breaks, or before it does, destroy a 3 or less. I mean, shoot, even the Great White, he is super awesome. He's probably one of my favorites. Move this minion to another base and destroy a minion there of 2 power or less. So zombies, oh, you're getting eaten up. The Hammerhead will allow you to destroy and get placed +1 counter on this minion. This one gets played for free as an extra minion if you destroy a minion. Then you go on to the action cards, which have a lot of punny shark names and do destroy minions again, and negative power to the end of turn to minions when you play this on the base. This one right here is Air Jaws. Move one of your minions to another base, then destroy a minion there. 3 or less power. Freaking laser beams on their heads. Choose one minion, destroy a minion of equal or lower power of your minion, and play on a base after a minion is destroyed. Place a +1 counter on this minion. Chum is a chum that works at the pawn shop. No. Okay, so torn apart, destroy a minion, power 3 or I mean, they're all about just destroying stuff, and they look like street sharks, which is so awesome. Don't you remember that cartoon, Street Sharks? Okay, so those are the sharks. Now let's move on over to the superheroes. Let's go. Okay, so the superheroes are all about taking tiny minions like this mildly manned civilian and making them into awesome guy, stronger minions, or making stronger minions even stronger than that. Awesome guy, they could have did a little better at naming him, but he's pretty strong and your minions cannot be destroyed. The burst is going to be zipping around the place. Captain Amazing is going to buff herself, and she is wildly effective. She cancels out the talent of another minion, so that can be effective. Sidekick allows you to put a minion down that gets stronger into an actual superhero. This allows you to do basically the same thing as making a tiny minion into the big one. secret base, your minion here of power 3 or less cannot be destroyed. So even though you got those sharks, you can save yourself. The Golden Age, you take some cards from the discard pile and put them into your deck. Not Kryptonite, but looks like it there. Weakness, Justice Friends. Each of your minions, power 5, get +2. And this one is a little bit better than putting minions back into your deck or cards. You can put them right back into your hand. This is really good. Now you do get a whole bunch of these guys, so I would say this is a great deck to have stronger minions like the werewolves or the dinosaurs, something, or the princesses. That would be maybe a good set. But those are the superheroes. So these gals and guys, they are different. I've never seen a faction do this either. They trigger when you play action cards. They have a decent amount of action cards, but I would pair these up with the princesses. I would said they would pair up with the last faction. I think they pair up with the mythic Greeks a little bit better because they have only actions, and you really want to utilize these characters here. So basically triggers all the abilities, and then special, anytime you play an action card you can play this card instead. This guy gets a +1 counter once you play an action. This one, same thing, at the end of the turn, +1 power counter on this after the first time you play an action card in your turn. Jason gives everybody a +1 once you play an action, so he is really strong. And then you have some actions here: draw a card and play an action, so you double up, place a power counter on up to 2 of your creatures. Now again, you have to either use victory tokens or your own power things. I wish they would differentiate that and make a difference, but that's neither here nor there. Reduce the break point of a base by 5 until the end of turn. That's pretty strong. Favor Zeus, favor Hermes. Play 2 actions. That makes sense. This is very thematic, I think. Not with so much the creatures, more minions, but the actions make a lot of sense. One of your minions gains +3 power until the end of the turn. Hades, I love it, and he even looks cool red and orange, but blue is his best color. In favor of Poseidon, shuffle up 3 cards from your discard pile into your deck. So those are the mythic Greeks. I've been calling them mythic creatures. So that is the third faction. Onto the dragons, and then we'll get onto the secret one. Let's go. Now, dragons are a first of their kind too. They're so innovative. Well, Paul is so innovative over there, working on his smash up games. This faction is all about manipulating the base and taking the bases as an advantage. So this guy right here, the Great Worm, other players here are awarded 1 less VP from this base when it scores. The Wyvern, power 3 or less, talent reduced the break point of a base by 3 until a turn. I like the art on this one, the Imperial Dragon, but his ability is cool. After another player plays or moves a minion here, draw a card. So you can have a few of those at a few different bases and really draw up. The Hatchling, you get a whole bunch of these. After a player plays or moves a minion here, it is -1 power until the end of the turn. And when it says here, that means a base. Intimidating Presence, other players and minions have -1. Bring down the wall. Play on a base. Before this base scores, you may play a minion here and try to squeak out a win. A dragon lands, the flank attack, dangerous grounds. Other players must discard a card to play a minion here. This one here is, I think, a first of its kind. This base ability is canceled out. I don't think I've ever seen that happen, but I could be wrong. Let me know in the comments below. Other players here are awarded 1 less VP and burn it all down. Replace it with the top card of the base deck, or the ability is destroy a base and any action cards played on it. Replace it with the top card of the base deck or a base from the discard pile. Ooh, all minions from the original base remain. Very, very interesting. The dragons, they're cool, but out of the 4, I like the sharks. Even though I'm terrified of the ocean, the sharks are really where it's at. But I got one more to show you. Okay, so within the movies there's Sharknadoes. Now there is Sharknadoes and Smash Up, but you can have Robot Botnadoes if you want. But the Twisters come in here, and very interesting. Trailer Park Tornado Alley. I love it. This monster allows you to move a base a minion to a different base or bring it to you, move this base to another. It's all about movement when it comes to twisters. So again, shark delivery system, they weren't joking. The Dust Devil, before a base scores, you may move a minion there, so you can steal wins with this one if you want. Move a minion or to another base, Gone with the Wind, very punny with a lot of the names, Whirlwind, Trade Winds, Over the Rainbow Plate, before a base scores, move another minion from another base to there, Ripped Off, Pick Up. I mean, it's very interesting, not in Kansas anymore. And the twisters, you can play them with different factions. I do feel like they work really well with the sharks, so I like playing the two together. And sharks are still my favorite, but the tornadoes are really fun as well. So let me go over my final thoughts and let you know what I think of 5 factions. Yeah, let's do it. So that is what comes in the expansion. I personally voted on the dragons, so I'm happy that they got in here. What do I think of this one? It has 5 factions. Of course, this is a no-brainer if you're a collector of Smash Up. And again, all these can be played by themselves. You have enough factions to do a 2-player game. But yes, this can be a first pickup if you have the base game. The rules aren't that different. They just have their own take on Smash Up. You are adding, I think, power tokens on here, I'm pretty sure, but that's again just a minor tweak. So yes, if any of these factions seem interesting to you and you just have the core set, because again, I like to look through that lens as a new person getting the core set and picking up their first expansion, this could be a good one for you, if not at least a second purchase, because 5 factions so far, we've only gotten 4, and I mean, you can't pass that up. And the sharks are wonderful. I love the sharks so much. Superheroes okay, and dragons, even though I voted for them, they're not my favorite, but they're still awesome. There's a lot of cool stuff here, so I'm giving this 2 thumbs up. This is a must-have expansion. So it's all your fault. Thank you so much for everybody for supporting and voting on getting these factions in here. I mean, you knew what you did, and you did it because it was awesome. So again, thank you so much, AEG, for providing us with these review copies. I love looking at Smash Up, and what's better than more Smash Up? Even more Smash Up. So I can't wait to do more reviews here soon. Thank you so much, Fine Nation. If you haven't already, click like and subscribe. I really would appreciate that. Until next time that I see ya, have a great rest of your day and a great time with all your play. My name is Dave. You heard it here on the Game Fine. Bye. Vine Nation, we love making content here for you on the channel, and we're almost at 15,000 subscribers, so subscribe now and help us out. This video right here, I think you'll like. This video right here, YouTube thinks you'll like. Or you can just sit here and watch me dance as a dinosaur for a little bit longer. You can visit us at our social media outlets, and we're going to be improving our Patreon here soon. That's all for today. Miko, it's time to go. Good girl, Miko.